All right, you
They
are.
come, you
Yeah.
said this is what it is, right? All right, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. No gentlemen on right now, sorry. but my name is Eris Johnson. I am the on-campus recruitment coordinator for Morgan State University. Give you all a little background about myself. I'm originally from Washington, D.C. I came to Morgan as a 17-year-old freshman on a football scholarship. And being quite frank, Morgan was not my first choice. I tore my ACL the third game of my senior football season. I was ranked in the top 20 in the nation out of my position. I played defensive tackle. And I lost a lot of scholarship offers. My brother played at the University of Oregon, so my mom didn't get to attend his game. So she said, "You're going up the road." Baltimore is 45 minutes from DC, so I was not happy about being that close to home, but I made the most of it. While in college, I actually met my wife. We met after I had come back from my first season in the NFL. I came back to take some classes, and who do I meet on campus? This little young freshman who I thought was older, but she hated my guts because she said I was cocky. It is what it is. Years later, she slid my DMs, and now we're married. This is a true story. This is a true story. Okay. We have a wonderful 2-year-old son. I actually proposed to her at homecoming because it was at Morgan where we met. So I figured, why not propose at Morgan? All right. So went kind of viral. Went kind of viral, but that's what I do. I do big things. I play as a Megan Top 5 at college, so I am a Q dog. And I played football in college, so I lived the entire HBCU dream. All right. So let's really go through this. We're going to take a brief walk through just a few things you all should know about our institution. And give me one moment. Here we go. All right. Once again, welcome to Morgan State University. We are growing the future and leading the world. Morgan was founded in 1867 as Centenary Biblical Institute with the premise of the institution to educate young Black men to become Methodist pastors. Over time, the school evolved and became Morgan College. All right. And the name of the school actually changed in 1918. Ironically, 102 years later, here we are in another pandemic as they were facing the Spanish flu at that time. And we're still here and growing even more. Okay. The school was founded in the basement of a church. That church actually was once a stop on the Underground Railroad. So Morgan State's history is very deep. All right. So we went from that basement to now 154-acre campus that we currently sit on today. All right. So just letting you all know, we're a very diverse institution. Yes, we are historically Black college. However, it's very diverse. We rank in the top 25 for women who attend our school as well as Latinx students. All right, we're located in Baltimore, Maryland. All right. I know you all probably seen shows about how Baltimore can look. We're not in that part of Baltimore. We're in a residential area, okay? There are houses around our campus. We're about 15 minutes from downtown in the Inner Harbor. All right. 8,000 students. So it's not a huge campus, but it's not a real small school either. With the 18-to-1 student to professor ratio. All right. So you will get to know who your professors are. That's where that family dynamic and the atmosphere comes at Morgan, because it's not just with your peers, but also with your professors, because they will know you. Believe me, if you are late for class, they will know who you are. When you're in a class, by your senior year, you might have 6 people in a class. It's very possible, okay? And it really is fun. Our president, Dr. David Wilson, phenomenal. The leadership and the growth of the institution starts with him. Prior to Morgan, he was the chancellor of the University of Wisconsin. Before that, he was a associate provost at Auburn, and before that, Rutgers. So he's brought a wealth of knowledge and experience to Morgan State University. He received his undergraduate at Tuskegee in Alabama and his doctorate of education at Harvard. So he's somebody with an HBCU background who has that Ivy League stamp, and he's brought all of that knowledge to this institution. He's been here for 10 years now, and the school has continued to prosper since he's been here. All right. So I know people often say HBCUs don't have a lot of programs and opportunities. That is the biggest misnomer I've ever heard in my life. We have plenty of opportunities for our students, starting with our partnerships across the globe at South African universities, African University of Ghana, as well as institutions within China, Brazil, and several other nations, okay? The exchange program that we have with China is awesome. We typically send about 10 students over there for one whole semester to China. That all stopped due to COVID right now, but it'll be coming back very soon. We also have a partnership with Google. As you see these students right here, those were the first 5 students to participate with the Google Tech Exchange. Every year we send at least 5 students. Literally, we could send more, but we typically get 5 that get selected every year for year-long paid internships at Google headquarters in California. The young man in the middle you see right there, Michael, just graduated in May. He now works for Google in their New York office. And he told me I'm allowed to speak on how much he's making. He's making $96,000 fresh out of college as a computer scientist, okay? Nationally, we rank number 3 in engineering for African Americans, number 4 for architecture, number 5 for hospitality management. We also rank in the top 10 in psychology, education, as well as accounting, okay? So all the big 4 accounting firms recruit our campus and our students regularly, all right? We are ranked number 1 within the state of Maryland for graduating African Americans with bachelor's of engineering degree. That beats Johns Hopkins University and the University of Maryland. We're also ranked number 2 within the state of Maryland for doctoral degrees among African Americans, right? Now, let's get to the nitty gritty. I'm gonna say it right now, test scores for this year's incoming class are optional. So if you have not taken the SAT or ACT, and you did not get favorable scores, don't worry, it's optional. You will need to complete the online application. I have a fee waiver for you all right now that is good until November 15th. It is free 20, all right? So that'll give you a free application. You can actually apply right now because applications are currently open, all right? We will need a 500-word essay and your official high school transcript, okay? And letter recommendation from a counselor or teacher. Always say, pick somebody who really knows you, who can speak to who you are. And here's the reason why. We have a holistic approach on how we look at everything. So yes, we do look at the rigor of your academic program at your school. If you took honors or AP classes, yes, we do look at weighted and unweighted GPAs. I will put that out there right now. The average student coming to Morgan has a 3.0 GPA, all right? So, and that's unweighted. Just being honest with you, that's the average. We do admit students with lower GPAs, though we have several alternative programs. I'll go over those soon. But we want to see what extracurricular activities you're involved in. Your recommendation letters mean a lot, especially without having test scores, okay? We're working on something now where we might actually put a video submission in for scholarship opportunities, okay? We want to see our unique talents and abilities. We want to know all of these things, okay? All of these things matter, and we do not have a cap for out-of-state students at Morgan State University. I know a lot of schools do, we do not, all right? Now, Clara I. Adams Honors College. If you qualify for the Honors College at this moment, you do not automatically get a scholarship, but you qualify to receive a scholarship. Now, we only do 2 types of scholarships for honor students. We do a, can't think of the word right now. We do like a little small scholarship that's available to students based on their academic performance in high school, and then we have a full scholarship, all right? Now, as of right now, the Honors College has not taken away the SAT restriction, and we're waiting on them to give us more updates, but as of right now, they say to continue to give out the information. They require a minimum out-of-state GPA of 3.4, 1310 on the SAT, and a 28 on the ACT, excuse me. And we do super score, okay? So what I will tell you is this. A 3.4 and a 1310 will not qualify you for any scholarships. I'm just gonna be honest. All right. We have students coming off from all over the country and all over the world competing for these scholarships. Typical is about 3.75 or higher. In the GPA range, SAT, typically around a 1380, 1420. Or in about a 29 to a 31 on the ACT. Okay. Now, remember I talked about those alternative programs we had. One of them is called the Center for Academic Success and Achievement Academy. This is for students who might have that lower GPA, like that 2.0 to 2.3-ish, and they need a little bit of help, where you've seen the progress they've had through high school, but they struggled a little bit. This is for them. They have to take a reading, writing, and a math course over the summer. They actually live on campus, take those classes. They pass those classes, and they get fully admitted into the institution. We only charge $640 for that program for the summer. That covers housing, food, and the courses for those 6 weeks. All right. This is also an opportunity to see if college is really for you, because semesters are about 15 to 17 weeks long. This is only a crash course into what college truly is as a 6-week program, okay? But you will be surprised how many students come and are not focused and don't pass those 3 classes. All right, this is truly a test. All right, one thing I will tell you is Morgan, unlike plenty of other schools in the country, we do have a policy saying that if you have 3 absences, you will fail a class. All right, so some schools you might get away with it. This is not the one. All right. And the other 2 programs we have are the Nexus program and the Connect program. You all don't worry about the Connect program. That's only for students from Maryland, District of Columbia. The Nexus program, however, is a partnership we have with the local community college where students live on our campus, but actually attend classes with professors from the community college. So those are for those students just really was at that 2.0 level where they didn't qualify for the other program, okay? So with that program, hey buddy, daddy's working, you okay? My son just ran in. Say hi to the people. Hi. Go watch Elmo. Okay. All right. So with that program, you live on campus and you attend those classes. So that gives you even smaller class look, all right? And that's great because normally when we go to community colleges, what is the purpose of it? To be in those smaller class sizes, to be able to meet with professors and on a more intimate level. So you're talking about a small school having a program to make classes even smaller for students. That's a 1 to 2 semester program. Students do it, they take the classes they need, and they will then transition into Morgan after 1 or 2 semesters. All right, give me 1 second, guys. I have a toddler. All right, so let's get to it. I don't like talking about it, but we got to. Let's talk about this money. Out-of-state tuition room and board is $14,500 almost per semester. It's really about $29,000 per year. Out of state. All right. I just like to put that out there. Some people say, "Oh, that's it." I've had some people say, "Oh, that's a lot." Believe me, because you look at it sounds funny, but you look at schools in certain states. In the state of California, in-state tuition alone is $29,000. So this really makes a difference. All right. I just want you all to know what it is. And you're not required to live on campus as a freshman. We have plenty of apartment options for you. Also, you can have a car on campus your freshman year. So if you feel like making that long drive up from Texas, it's been done. When I was a student, we had 8 players on the team from the state of Texas. 6 from Dallas, 2 from Houston. So it's very possible, okay? Now, Morgan is a Division I institution, so if you are a student athlete, this is the place for you to be. If you can bowl, my young ladies, you can get a full scholarship. We do offer scholarships for bowling, volleyball, cross country, softball, tennis, track and field, basketball, okay? If you can sing, our choir travels the world. This summer, they actually did a trip through Europe. Even during COVID, they were still on tour through Europe. All right. They travel the entire world all the time. Every summer, they do a different part of the world for their tour. Some summers is Africa, some summers is Australia, some summers is Asia, some summers it's the US, some is South America. So you will travel the world and get plenty of stamps for free if you were to join Morgan's Choir, okay? And they also offer full scholarships, like I said, all right? If you are thinking about joining ROTC, Morgan does offer Army ROTC. We are known as the Black West Point. We produced over 7 generals of the United States Army, including the current Surgeon General of the U.S. Army, R. Scott Dingle, okay? If you are a cheerleader, Morgan's cheerleaders have ranked in the top 5 at NCAAs the last 8 years. So we are an actual competition cheer team. We have 2 different squads. We have the spirit team and the competition team. And they are deep. They win. Our conference that we're affiliated with, the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, actually got rid of cheerleading as a competition during the conference tournament because we were sweeping the competition. We won 8 straight. And before that, we had won 5 straight. And they took one from us. Everybody still argues about that to this day. Okay, we have plenty of dance teams as well. We have the Modern Dance Ensemble, Morganettes, who perform at the halftime of the basketball games. And we have several modeling and fashion organizations. So if you're thinking about doing something with fashion or modeling, you have plenty of opportunities to do it on this campus, okay? Now, if you're thinking about Greek life, or you know, if you're coming to a HBCU, Greek life means a lot. The Divine Nine Greek organizations are on our campus, as well as several others. As I said earlier, I'm a brother of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. My wife is a sister of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And we both crossed and joined our organizations at Morgan State University. Okay? So if you need to get in touch with me, here is my phone number. That is my direct cell phone number. You can take it. If you need to email me, take it. I will be here for you to help you. Right now, you can unmute yourselves and ask any questions that you may have, because I have another special treat for you after your questions. All right. Don't all ask me. It's only a few of you today. So if you got questions, ask me. I'm telling you, feel free. I'm very transparent. Nobody? Okay. So probably having these doubts right now because you haven't seen what it looks like. No problem. I got the recipe for that. All right. So here we are now in the historic academic quad. When we moved to this campus in 1918, it was only one building here. Like I told you, we started off in the basement of the church, and we moved over to this campus, okay? Once again, this is Michael, who I told you all about, his computer science major, and this is, next to him is one of my other former students, Natasha, who now works in the federal government as a social worker. She's making good money as a social worker, and it's been our mascot. The building you see behind them is Holmes Hall. It is the landmark of our institution. It is named after the first African-American president of our university, Dwight O. Holmes. And that clock tower does work. And yes, it does go off every single hour on the hour. If you hear it a little bit after an hour, that means you're late for class, because it goes off at 15 after every hour as well. Okay, so you need one more bell. That means you're late. Professors will lock the doors. Just give you a heads up, okay? Oh, welcome to college. It's different, okay? So, like I said, this historic academic quad, students might just be sitting out, hanging out, relaxing at any given moment, and it's time for you all to see more. All right. On the far south end of campus, we have the Carl J. Murphy Fine Arts Center. This building opened up in 2002 during my freshman year. Yes, I'm old. Also okay. This is where the choir performs, so you'll come for a lot of different student events. We actually have a museum on campus where it's open to the public. Students actually get their artwork presented out here as well. Here's a better shot of our choir. Like I said, they perform everywhere, as well as our orchestra. Also in here, you will come here for different programs. So there's something called convocation that all students must attend. You'll be in here for that. The president actually hands every incoming freshman their tassel during orientation. So you will actually get your tassel when you come in the door. as a reminder of what you really came to college for. Yes, the social aspect means a lot in college, but you came to get a piece of paper, okay? So we want you to come and get that piece of paper and do what you need to do and continue to show why Morgan is so great. Also, the homecoming coordination, all right? Homecoming is a big deal at HBCUs, probably a little bit more than high school, okay? I'm sorry, got interrupted by the little one again. Now, the residence halls. We have several residence halls on campus. We have one that is set to open up in the fall of 2023, a brand new one. This right here is the largest one. This is the largest women's residence hall and the largest overall residence hall on our campus. All right. Now, 800 young women live in this building. I don't know if that's what you want in your life. I'm just letting you know it's 800 people that live in this building. All right. You can have your microwave, you can have your refrigerator, computers, televisions, yada yada. No hot plates. So we will not be selling food on campus. I'm just letting you know. We do have apartment style dwellings. This is not one of them. Okay. So just give you the hands up right now. All right. And we have other residence halls across campus as well. Harper Tubman is the honors dormitory. It sits right next to Holmes Hall and Historic Academic Quad. Um, this one's a little bit smaller. About 200 people live in this building altogether. Okay, and this is the only co-ed residence hall on campus. All right. Now, the men live in Tubman House. I'm sorry, the men live in Harper House, the women live in Tubman House. They're connected through an atrium because the Office of Residence Life is over there as well. So the entire office for ORL is in that building. All right. But you don't have to go far for class depending on your major. All right. Now, for dining, we do offer 24-hour dining. I'm going to skip past that because we don't have the newest image of it just got renovated over the summer. And I'm not going to show you what it looked like then because we now are operated by Sodexo Magic, which is Magic Johnson's partnership with the Sodexo Catering Company. So yes, we have plenty of dining halls on campus, 3 to be exact. Plenty of food, 24-hour dining. You can actually order from your cell phone through the app, so you don't have to even wait in line when you go into the cafe. Okay. Everything you can think of, from the most vegan to the most carnivorous meal, we have the options for you. All right. Now, welcome to the Earl G. Graves School of Business and Management. This building opened up in 2015. Beautiful building. All right. If you're thinking about going to the financial field, on the very next level, we have a capital markets lab up there with Bloomberg terminals with direct access to the New York Stock Exchange. And this is where all of our students come and get their training. We also have a fintech center. So if you're thinking about doing something with cryptocurrency or just working in the financial technology field, we have a partnership with Ripple as well. All right. Now, on the top level of this, remember I said we had a top 10 rated hospitality management program. We actually have a hotel in this building on top level. All right, it's a 10-room hotel where our students get hands-on experience. The year this building opened up, Rick Ross actually performed at homecoming. He stayed here. He tipped every single student that worked with him throughout those 2 days he was there, $500 a piece. Pretty nice tip for a college student. I know I was kind of broke when I was a college student, so I'd have been very happy for that. All right. Now, letting you know something else about our business school, we do have a direct partnership with the Wharton School of Business at the University of Pennsylvania as well. They came down our campus in 2016 after seeing so many students from Morgan go on to their MBA program. And so we got to come see this campus. And when they saw this building alone, they said, oh, okay. So yes, we have a partnership where students can actually go up to Philadelphia, sir, living room now, where students can actually go to Philadelphia to take courses, and students from can actually come down and take courses in Baltimore as well. So it's giving everybody a little bit of best of both worlds, okay? This is their ROTC program I was telling you about, and this is also the outdoor theater that sits right outside from the business building. Right behind that is the Martin D. Jenkins Behavioral and Social Science Center. So this is where you'll come for any sociology, psychology, anthropology classes, along with history courses and a lot of other courses in the liberal arts. So you will take at least one course in this building throughout your time. Beautiful building, opened up in 2016. Just phenomenal. All right, and let me show you one more thing outside of here before I go any further. Right across the street from here, it used to be a shopping center. That shopping center was just demolished in February. It's set to reopen in 2022 with a brand new grocery store, Lidl, the German grocer. Is going to be there along with Wingstop, Barnes & Noble, which runs our bookstore. We're moving over here, and several other businesses. This is all affiliated with the institution. So we're not just growing in our university, but we're growing in the community as well. Because one thing I will tell you about Baltimore City, along with other major cities and Black areas, they're food deserts at times. So Morgan is doing his part to change that, okay? And as I told you, university was founded in a church, so we do have a chapel. This chapel is actually one of the oldest chapels in the area. It's still the original building that was on the campus when they got the campus in 1918, all right? Actually, one of the founders of my fraternity, Edgar Amos Love, his mother is who the chapel is actually named after, okay? However, we do have leaders of all faiths at our in our chapel. And the reason for that, of our 8,000 students, every single continent is represented on our campus. When I say every continent, I mean every continent. And of the 50 states, 46 of them are represented on our campus. But so we make sure that everybody has somebody to talk to. And I'm not just talking about just different denominations of Christianity. I mean, we have rabbis, we have imams, we have everyone there to talk to our students. We have a very large presence from the Middle East on our campus as well. All right. Talmadge Hill Fieldhouse, where the athletic program is housed at. You come for the big basketball games as well. This literally is where I pretty much lived as a college student, as a student athlete. But everybody walks back and forth through here because the student center is right next door to it, and the residence halls are on the opposite side. So everybody walks through this building. All right. Oh, I just realized my camera was off. I'm sorry, y'all. And next door to that, this is our University Student Center, which opened up in 2007. We have a game room up there, 4 pool tables, arcade games, Xboxes, PlayStations, ping pong tables, you name it, they have it. It's all available to our students all the time. This building is pretty dope. I'm just going to walk you through a couple of things in here. First, I'll just show you our bookstore. This is where the current bookstore is until the new building opens up. So like I said, Barnes & Noble, you can order your stuff online. You can order your stuff in person, you know, everything you need. Remember this will be the first place you come to get your books as a freshman, and this will be the last place you ever come as you're graduating, because this is where you'll pick up your cap and gown, all right? Now, funny thing about that shopping center that I just told you all about, these are actually lunch counters from the shopping center. In the past, Morgan students were not even allowed to go into that shopping center, and now the fact that we own it speaks volumes about how far we've come as an institution. And this is just a memorial we have inside of our student center dedicated to those alums and those former professors who helped fight for the civil rights of students as well as the people, Black people in Baltimore City. All right. Now, let me tell you one more thing about this student center before I leave out of here. If you do not want to eat in the cafeteria, that's fine. Over here, we have Chick-fil-A, Cordoba, Auntie Anne's Pretzels, Subway, Another Pizza Place, Halal Shack, and so many other options for food. It's just too many to name. Oh, and a pizza bar. So there's plenty of food. So you're going to get your money's worth, all right? All of these things, like I said, 24-hour dining. And here we have the University Library, which opened up in 2008. I love this building, even though I never got to use it as a student. The state did not want to allow us to have the funding for this my freshman year. So our president, who is named after, our former president, who is named after currently, Dr. Earl S. Richardson, canceled school on 3 occasions and bused the entire university to the state capitol to protest for the money for the library. We got it. So even though I didn't get to use it as a student, now that I'm back at the institution working, I'm proud of it because I get to see it every single day when I walk the campus, all right? Now my favorite place on campus, Hughes Memorial Stadium, where I play football. This guy right here, Josh Miles, he now plays for the Arizona Cardinals, just made the team 1 more year. My man, we actually wore the same jersey number. This place is phenomenal. I love it. It's just my favorite place on campus. I'm biased. I'm a football player. It is what it is, all right? But at the end of the day, you come here for homecoming, all right? So, like I said, you see Benny, and be real, when that band hit the halftime, nobody cares about anything once the band hits the field. It just is what it is. The band hits at halftime, nobody's moving, all right? Literally, nobody is moving once the band hits the field. But to show our, except for the visitors, because we're normally winning at homecoming during halftime, so they leave. This is the update we just did last summer to our field and to our track. So as you see, we actually are very, very dedicated to athletics. Our current head coach, Tyrone Wheatley, was a All-American at Michigan and played in the NFL for several years. Prior to coaching at Morgan, he was the running back coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And our basketball coach also was the recruiting coach for Georgetown University and the University of Maryland prior to coming to Morgan State University. So we're dedicated to making sure our athletic programs are top notch. All right. Hopefully we'll get Mike Williams in 1 more year. Just saying. All right. And here's Truth Hall. Truth Hall is actually where the president's office is located currently. I was just talking to my father-in-law yesterday because my in-laws went to Morgan as well. He actually lived in this building as a freshman. This used to actually be a residential hall, and now it's the administrative building. All right. And right next door to that is the Carter Grant Wilson building. This building is probably one of the most important buildings for all students on this campus. This is where the counseling center is located. All right. The transition for students and the different life events you'll endure while in college can be hard to cope with. Counseling and therapy is a very, very important part of that, all right? This is free to you all. It is actually incorporated into your student fees. So it's not really free, but it is free. You get what I'm saying? It's available to you. Use it, okay? And this is the current home of the School of Community Health and Policy, as well as the School of Social Work. They will be getting new buildings in the fall of 2022 as well. As you see, we got a lot of buildings going on around this campus, buddy. Out there. Our nursing program holds a 100% passing rate on the national board exams. All right. Yeah, and it goes all the way up to the doctoral level. So you can get your BS and your master's and your PhD in nursing all here at Morgan State University. Our social work program has a 5-year fast track. You can actually go through with your BSW and your MSW in 5 years. If you want to come back and get your PhD in social work, so be it. It's very, very possible, okay? We also have a nutritional science program, which is partnered directly with the National Institute of Health, all right? So that is a very, very big program that we do offer, okay? This building right here, this is Banneker Hall, which was once a library. It is currently the School of the the home of the School of Education and Urban Studies. All right. Our education program is pretty dope too. So if you're somebody who wants to major in English, math, social studies, or something of that nature, you can do that. If you know you want to teach, here's what you would do. You would come over here and register for the secondary education program. What that would do is actually put you on a 5-year plan to receive your bachelor's and your master's of art in teaching. So you would actually graduate with both degrees in 5 years. Okay? Yeah. And I'll let you know right now, as a former teacher, with a master's degree, you're talking about an additional in this area, $10,000 a year. All right. Now, and teachers in District of Columbia with a bachelor's degree start 1 year. In your first year is about 60,000. With a master's degree, you're talking 70,000, fresh out of college. In Baltimore City, that'll put you around 65,000. All right. Now, right next to that is the oldest building on campus. It's been redone inside several times over, though. Don't get me wrong. This is Carnegie Hall, the first building on campus, opened in 1918. It is the centerpiece for our entire science complex, which comprises of Key, Spencer, Callaway, and Carnegie Halls. All right. This is where you'll come for all of your programs related to science, math, technology. Okay. This is the home of the School of Computer, Mathematical, and Natural Sciences. Right. And right next door to that, we have our Richard and Dixon Research Science Center. So Morgan is an R2 Carnegie classified research institution as of right now. We are fighting to get that R1 designation, which only 118 schools in the country currently hold. We want to be 119. All right. Now, with that, we actually have a research program right now directly partnered with the National Institute of Health. It's called the Ascend program. Recently, we were awarded a $22 million grant. Prior to that, we were awarded $11 million. We're due up for our next grant in 2 more years. Hopefully, we'll double that up again next time and get 44 million. So that's my goal, to continue to double that thing up and do what I need to do and bring the right students in to help that process. Okay, we're doing research right now with industrial hemp on our campus and several other things that we have going on. Cell research around cancer. We were just awarded 6 different patents as a university for our research program. Right. If you're thinking about going into the communication field, whether it be public relations, movies, all right, we have a very great screenwriter animation program as well as multi-platform production program. You can do all that here in our School of Communications. All right. Now, we have a TV studio on campus, which actually broadcasts to the entire campus. Okay. So students get work in front of and behind the camera. That's no problem. We also have a radio station that broadcasts to the entire Baltimore region, WEAA 88.9. All right. I love this station. I wish I would listen to it more as a student. All right. But what I will tell you is this: we have all of our leadership and all our programs. These are people who not are only academics, but they've actually done the work and work practically. The dean of the School of School of Global Journalism actually used to work for Black Enterprise magazine. So he's somebody who has real experience in the field. And he was actually an associate editor for another major newspaper as well. All right. Now, we also have 7 podcast rooms inside of this building as well. We understand moving the wave of the future. This is the reason why we've had these programs and added programs such as strategic communication, all right, which is pretty much public relations in a variety of fields, whether it be in social media, TV, print, radio. So this is in addition to our marketing program in the School of Business, all right. Now, our engineering complex. These buildings were built in about the early to mid 90s. All right, this is where the School of Computer Mathematics, the School of Engineering is housed. Our computer, electrical, and industrial engineering programs are housed in here. Okay. I always say this is the building where you start to see the real diversity of our institution. As you can see right here, the diversity of our institution. In the turbine labs for our industrial engineering program, you'll really start to see how Morgan really does have students from everywhere. Okay. Now, I say those 3 engineering programs, but those are not the only ones. All right. The other ones are housed in the Center for the Built Environment and Infrastructure Studies, which opened up in 2014 as well. It's a gold LEED certified building. So it's really a great green space, right? This is where the civil engineering, transportation engineering, and transportation systems engineering programs are housed, as well as the School of Architecture and Planning, which has undergraduate programs in architecture, landscape architecture, city and regional planning, construction management. It's just a lot to go around, okay? It's a lot going on and a lot of things happening in this building. For architecture majors, you'll actually have your own desk here in the architecture studio. That will be your assigned desk for your 4 years. So you know while you're in school, this is where you'll be doing all of your work at, okay? So that's that. We also have a seismic simulator in here to have our students test their builds up against earthquakes. We're the only school on the East Coast that has a seismic simulator, all right? Just want to put that out there. And there are a lot of schools on the East Coast, okay? Now, let's just show you a little bit about Baltimore because I want you all to come up here, but I want you to see. So this is like one of the places where people come to Baltimore. This is where they come hang out, right over here at the Inner Harbor, okay? So let's take some other views of it. So this is literally where, this is when people think about Baltimore, this is what they think of, the Inner Harbor. That's good, buddy. All right. You want to take a water taxi across the water, just relax, hang out, you can do that. All right. Camden Yards, where the Orioles play at. If you like baseball, come out, hang out. Raven Stadium is right next door to it. All right. Federal Hill, you come down here for restaurants and things of that nature. As you get older, you can come down here to the bars they have when you turn 21. 21, I said. Okay. Also, the National Aquarium is actually housed in Baltimore and not Washington, D.C. There's a small satellite version of it in Washington, D.C., but the actual one is in Baltimore. All right. In addition to that, we have the Baltimore College Town Shuttle, which will actually take you to every single college in the Baltimore area for free. And it will take you to the mall for free. It will take you to the movie theater for free. Walmart, if you want to go to Walmart, everybody make a Walmart run every now and then, as well as the Inner Harbor and the train station. We have a train station where we have an Amtrak train station right in downtown Baltimore. You can take what's called the MARC train. The MARC train is a $7 train that gets you from Baltimore to DC in 45 minutes. All right. All right. Now, in addition to that, you can take the train or the bus to Philadelphia because we're only 90 minutes from Philadelphia. And we're only 3 hours from New York City. So you could really come to Morgan and end up just traveling all the cities you might have wanted to travel to just because we're so close to everything. Okay. Now, once again, students from all over the world, all over the country. You will not be the only ones from the state of Texas. Just put that out there. There are plenty of students from everywhere. All right. So that is all I have to show you all right now. If you all have any questions, please feel free to ask.
I have one. Okay.
Come on.